What's going on, everybody? You are back with another RuPaul's Drag Race review with your boy Ty White Official on Ty White TV. Today we have a special guest. I'm going to let them introduce themselves to you all. Special guest, tell us who you are.
I am Derek DeAndre, and I'm based in Atlanta. I'm not a YouTuber. I have no page to plug. I'm literally just a Drag Race fan here to talk the time.
But you have an Instagram and a Twitter where you talk about Drag Race, and you can let them know exactly what it is.
My Instagram is Sizzy Galore, Sizzy Galore. No, that's not my Instagram. That's my Twitter. Twitter is Sizzy Galore. My Instagram is Derek DeAndre, which is my name. I'm a designer, and so I'm
any queens are watching and y'all need some pieces made, look at his stuff because the pieces is hitting.
Yeah, that is what I'm here for. Fashion. Fashion. So that's what I'm going to fight Ty about. Fashion.
Not the vixen I came here to fight. So for this week, we're going to be reviewing RuPaul's Drag Race Season 12, Episode 7. I don't know how you say it in Spanish right off the top of my head. Siete!
Cha-cha-cha.
So the beginning of the episode starts where Aiden Zane was just eliminated.
Why are you clapping? Why are you clapping?
This is well deserved. I feel like it took a minute, like it took a little time for them to kind of be like, all right. But I was like, this one, well deserved. And Britta did her thing in that lip sync. So I was like, okay. It was her time.
I mean, I think Britta did okay in the lip sync. But she was up against Aiden. So Aiden didn't have a whole lot as a performer to give to that. So it was almost like when I saw it was them two, I knew that it was going to be Britta
but
over
the song was right up her alley anyway. Like, it was Frozen. It's a musical thing. She does musical things. So it was just like, she was selling it for me. Like, Aiden wasn't selling it, like, at all. It was like...
Yeah, Aiden is very much like picture. She'll give you something in a picture,
which
but
isn't
stage,
good for Drag Race.
She's right. That's not a part of
you
the Drag
Race. You can be an Instagram
formats.
queen. The simplicity works there. But
right.
It ain't going nowhere.
Aiden needs more time for development. I feel like,
and a lot of the times they get that after, like, after you get on the show, and then a lot of the girls come back with way better drag than they had before when they did it. So they got rid of her. She was out of there. Now they came back in the workroom, and everybody was, oh my god, with Britta leading the pack. I love you, Aiden.
When they came back in the workroom, even when she left the stage and everybody was like bright and clapping and like so happy, I'm like, this is not how y'all have been treating her this whole time.
They was giving her, positive parting words.
Yeah, because she gone now.
So it's like, okay, great. Because it's like, I don't even think personally they were annoyed by her. I think they were annoyed by more so of what the judges were doing, and they were taking it out on her. Very much Roxy Andrews, Jinx Monsoon tease. Very bad.
Yeah.
And I don't think all of the girls were per se taking it out on her. I feel like Britta was kind of taking it out on her. And her insecurities were getting like the best of her. But she does talk about it in this episode, which was like something positive. Like, I mean, we could all see, like, she's insecure. Yeah. But for her to like say it, like, I'm insecure, it was like, thank you for just admitting it, because it gives us some type of like, okay, cool, appreciate it.
But she probably said that at earlier points in the competition, and they just didn't show it on the show.
But that's what I'm saying. At least they didn't just give her a flat villain edit and was just like, that's just who you are. At least they let us know, like, she's actually not as confident as she comes off to be, which I already knew.
Yeah. And previous Drag Race screens have talked about like how that competition in that setting is just not for every personality because it'll bring out some of the
100%.
worst parts. Like it's a pressure cooker.
Not even just for that competition, but for all reality shows that involve competing. Because I know I'm very much this person, fun, positive, but when it comes time to compete, there's a prize at hand. Oh, I am a completely different animal. I'm like, like I'm going for blood. So I'm like, I can only imagine, like, this is your dream. You've been working, spending countless hours, amounts of money, like, dedicating your life to something like this. And then to see it kind of slipping away, and from your viewpoint, somebody that's doing better than you, but is actually not doing better than you, is no.
Yeah, but I feel like that's where Britta went off track, was finding somebody else to focus on versus focusing just on herself. Like, you getting off track, worried about what they see in her, worrying about what they see in you. Because I feel like Britta came to the competition with a full package. Like, you can tell she has spent money on her looks. She's obviously been a drag queen for an extended amount of time. Like, because she has the whole package to win, but she was struggling on the inside. And we didn't know that until this episode, that she was struggling so much on the inside.
I mean, a lot of people, she does have the personality type of somebody who would be struggling in a challenge like this, because she was like exuding overconfidence. In New York City, I'm the best that they've ever seen. I was Entertainer of the Year. And I was like, okay, but what are you doing here? Not what you did for New York, baby. This is LA.
I can always be the star of my own show, but it's when you get around other people who have their own shows from wherever they from, and they just as big as yours, or they shine in a different way than yours. That's what really like fucked her up. Because like, it's like it can be somebody next to me who like looks nothing like me, and a guy or whomever may prefer them over me. And I'm like, well, I look good. Like, why did you choose him over me? And that's where I'm going to mess up, because I'm worried about, just because I don't see it for this person don't mean that somebody else may not see it for that person. You know?
For a lot of
people.
So they were, talking about it, all of the cool things. And then we got Widow on the screen like, them hoes lying. They lying. I got his energy, got a lot of energy. Where was it at? Because we missed it. My girls, they took the batteries out of their backs. They placed them back in the packages, and everybody was calm this episode.
Widow is the keep it real girl. Widow is just, she is that girl from Kansas City, wherever she from, whatever she say.
And you can tell that they're not like, she's not clicked up with anybody. Like, you often see her off to the side by herself, and I feel like it was probably because she's just focused. Like, yo, I know what I got, I know what I don't got, and I need to be over here focusing on me the entire time. So
I mean, and that's just the characteristics of her. I feel like it could go either way in terms of her edit, because it's like, because she's a strong competitor, they can't take that away from the show. But what they can do is like piece in those moments where she may come across as abrasive.
I think that they're doing a really good job with her, because they don't see her as the winner.
Okay.
She's not one of the girls that you would immediately think would be a winner. So the same thing for Heidi. They're giving them a villain edit won't do anything for them, because they're not who most people would see as the top girls at this point in the competition. Like, you know, if it was Gigi or Jada or Sherry, if they was giving them edits and you could see like, oh, she's being kind of mean, you already know like, oh, okay, they're one of the girls up here, so that's kind of why. Like, I don't think that Heidi or Widow are like the strongest of the strong for their edit to matter in regards to how their progress in the competition.
Yeah, I feel like they're using Heidi as like a good commentary person, because she is very good for commentary. She funny, she personable, and like you said, I don't feel like they view her as a threat for the top spot.
So they can give her all the camera time that they want, and it won't matter.
Yeah.
So after that, Heidi decides to call out Gigi for talking about her makeup, essentially, and.
What's funny?
It was just so unnecessary. Just like her walking back over and untucked that time to be like, y'all need to stop worrying about her. Worry about yourselves. Wait a minute, baby girl. Didn't you just say you were going to go worry about you because you know you were about to lip sync? So why are you worried about what they got going on with Aiden?
Mm-hmm. But bullying or perceived bullying affects different people in different ways depending on their experience in life. And I feel like Heidi came from a place of like, I've been bullied, so I see somebody else that I perceive being bullied, so I'm going to stand up for them. Even though I have a focus over here, I still want to at least tell y'all to shut the fuck up.
I got that. I got that from her. But for her to say, I'm going to go worry about me. Yeah. And y'all should stop worrying about Aiden and worry about yourselves. And then go off to attempt to worry about yourself. Just to come back and not worry about yourself. It's just, I was just like, which is it? If you go mind their business and mind Aiden's business with them, then do that. But don't be over here like, I gotta worry about me. I gotta do what I'm gonna do. And then when Jackie even walked over to her and was like, yo, you know, you're gonna be good. Just focus on yourself. She's like, yeah, they shouldn't keep going at Aiden. And Jackie was like, but just focus on you. Focus on you. Like, if you focus on you, you won't be in the bottom the way that you are. But you are, and I wouldn't say it's fully because you're not focusing on you, but you're not focusing on you.
So you feel like the conversation this week with Gigi was as unnecessary as her making that whole...
Gigi saying your makeup needs work, and they told you that already, and you're in the bottom. Essentially, because that in combination with the other things, is nothing to argue over. I get it's a TV show and they have to, talk about it or whatever, but it was like, that's nothing to tell somebody you lost respect for them over. Like, you lost respect for me because I told you something that other people had already told you.
Yeah.
Even if the situation was wrong, like if you could have told me in a different situation, which is like, girl, y'all only get to see each other when you're in the workroom. Really.
Yeah, and they can literally only talk when they in, like they can't talk in transition to the hotel, and like they have to talk when they on camera.
So when was I going to tell you?
Yeah,
I was going to write it in a sticky note and like slap it on your back so you could read it when you got back in your hotel room.
Yeah, I mean, it's honestly it was just something that Heidi was sensitive about, and Gigi, especially Gigi, somebody who has been in the top, like so it's almost like a complete giant is telling me that I'm not good enough. I think that's how she felt.
Right, and I think that speaks to the insecurities that she has. But I don't think that it makes it right to project that onto other people if them just giving you feedback. Like I could see if she said your face looked like shit.
Right.
Then
I agree.
That would be something to be like, I lost respect for you because you came for me and etc. But she just told you your makeup needs work, which it does. So there's nothing to be mad about. And especially if you know your makeup needs work, for me to tell you that your makeup needs work shouldn't hurt your feelings that much. Like, it does. You right. I'm working on it. Like,
yeah. But everybody is not tired. Everybody, it's not. They don't receive stuff like that. So I get what you're saying.
That reminded me literally of like, everybody shut the up. Like, I was very much jaded to the situation. What's all that about? I was like, all right, come on, get your other moment. Let's go. Let's move past that. And Gigi was just not here for it. She's like,
Gigi ain't come on that show to fight. She really did. She said it in her first
leave a bitch on red.
Exactly. She did not come to fight because she not that girl. Like, then she young as hell. So Gigi don't, like, I feel like the reason that Gigi was even trying to explain herself or go back on what she said is because she's young. Mm-hmm. So she don't know.
Because the older person's going to be like, yes, I said that and I meant it. Exactly. And you do. Exactly. I said what I said and it ain't changing.
Right.
So what now? Because I feel like that would have been a response that I would have respected. I can understand, apologizing just for the sake of it. I'm sorry that it came out the way that it did. But if you say you're sorry for how it came out or how they took it, it's not a real apology because you still meant what you said.
Yeah.
Period.
Yeah.
Like,
I mean, I'm a big proponent of, like, I will apologize that I hurt you because you're telling me that I hurt you. So my intent was not to hurt you, so I can apologize for that. I can't apologize,
but it's not a full-fledged apology for what the situation was, and that's what a lot of people don't realize. She's like, I'm sorry for how it came out. She's not sorry. That's fact. She's not sorry. It's like, yeah, I wouldn't want your feelings to be hurt by what I said, but I do mean what I said. Like, that's just... And for her to be like, I lost respect for you, or you were coming for me, and to drag it the way she did, I was just like...
Well, that's that.
Wasn't the tea for me.
It wasn't. I think we hear on that.
We see each other.
Yes.
So after that, Jada and a couple of the other girls was like, alright. Well, and Heidi's like, I couldn't be best friends, raised forever. And it's like, alright, what now?
It wouldn't be an interesting season if there was no contention amongst people, Like, it literally
I
can't
like
be
drama, but justified drama. Real drama. Yeah. Not, you told me my makeup was bad after I already know my face looks like shit drama. Like,
yeah. I don't know. I feel like they threw that in because, Heidi has been painted as kind of like the, cheery person or whatever. And then Gigi has been top. So it's like we have to show some bad side of Gigi. Otherwise, people will say we gave her just a completely favorable edit or whatever. Which is still
the fact, because they didn't put the shady music behind it when she said it. They didn't do none of that. They were just like, oh yeah, they talked about your makeup.
Boom.
Like, alright.
Yeah.
Moving on past that. So, we're going to move right into the main challenge. And first up, we have Jan. What did you think about Jan this time?
I thought Jan did excellent. I mean, honestly, Jan did everything that was put in front of her. And as good as Jan did, I think, like, there's a difference in doing exactly what's put in front of you and then going right above that. So I don't know if she went right above that. You can say what you think about that, but
I think that the standards for Jan were higher than the standards were for other girls. Like Gigi, for sure, especially with the edit that they gave her in the practice. Like, oh my gosh, she's doing bad at the recording, and she's doing bad at the dancing. So it was like, oh my gosh, she won despite doing bad.
Yeah.
No.
They love a misdirect on Drag Race.
And we know that. And I was like, that's not. I wasn't a fan because I'm like, Gigi did good. She did not good. She did great. But Jan was prepared, and she ate it from top to bottom with better vocals, better dancing, more intricate. She was hit wop 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 wop.
No, but can I be honest? When I saw Jan's choreography, I was like, this looks really easy. And I'm not a dancer, but I looked at it and I was like, this looks really, that was...
But I think a lot of their choreography was easy. I think they gave Widow and Heidi harder choreography because they were dancers, and I think you communicate that to people. However, Heidi did do the same variation.
Heidi did them same two moves.
In the same order.
Yeah. I'm sure she impressed the Congresswoman because the Congresswoman hadn't seen it.
You're right, but we as viewers was like...
we have seen that.
I've seen that girl before. I don't want to see her again.
Exactly.
But back to Jan. Jan did great. I gave Jan 9 out of 10.
Okay, I'm with you.
I feel like she gave, again, I don't know too much about early Madonna, but it was, from what the clip that they showed versus what she did, seemed pretty accurate to me. So I was like, cool.
Okay.
Who's next? Who do we have? Jackie?
I'm not totally sure, but we can go with Jackie.
Jackie's next on the page, and I'm more. So next up, we have Jackie Cox and hated it.
I didn't hate it, but Jackie did not eat. I don't know. Jackie didn't even eat the
Definitely was
appetizer.
starving. She was savage.
Jackie sat at the table and she's waiting for water. Like,
she was like, "Hey, could I get that water?" No.
Right. She got a bad waiter and she's yet to get her water.
She just wasn't that. I think the Madonna they were saying was a sexier Madonna, and I'm like, that's what you were supposed to do. And you didn't give me any of that.
No.
And you didn't look like Madonna to me either. You looked like Carrie Bradshaw back in the 80s flashbacks of Sex and the City. Like, that's what
I mean, she had on the Madonna costume, but she didn't embody Madonna.
There was no Madonna-ism in there at all.
She didn't turn me on. She didn't make me think, like, oh yeah, I want to be screwed like I was a virgin. Like, she didn't give me any of that.
I've been screwed
so,
like I was a virgin. So
it was for me, for Jackie, the Rusical was a fail. I mean, I hate to say that.
Epic fail, especially after talking all that shit that you was talking. This, you know, we're gonna be prepared. You know, you're gonna have to do a snatch game, or you know, you're gonna have to sing and dance at some point. I got it. And you didn't do it. Even if we take Madonna out of the equation, your singing and dancing was bad too. Still.
And she's supposed to be the cabaret girl. That's the thing. That's Jackie's thing. Because she don't do the late night clubs in New York. She does like the 7 o'clock, 8:30 cabaret.
That's because the people are drunk after happy hour around that time. So
I'm not gonna say all of that, but she didn't. She didn't live up to like just a performance.
It was real stiff, just like in the practice.
Yeah, Jackie did exactly like she did just enough to say I did. You know what I'm saying? Like,
I don't even think that. I think she completed.
It was a C. It was a C effort for me.
I gave her D. D for don't do it again.
I got a D in college and I still got a degree.
Hey, I don't know about it. Well, not in your major classes. In the other classes you get, cause C's get degrees. Cause I sure enough did. I got a D in earth science, and I got a D in another science. It wasn't my major, so they gave me that degree. Thank you, fuckers.
I got a degree in theory of computation. That was a computer science class. So, yeah.
So next up after Jackie, we have she ate. The look was right. Steps was right.
Did what she was supposed to do.
She embodied Madonna for me. From the era that I had seen, I was like, yeah, this gives me Madonna. Like it did. It gave me what I needed. But I didn't like that her look was so simple. The look that they gave her. That's not the she didn't come up with it. They gave it to her. It was very simple. It was just a wig and a lipstick.
But that was the look from that era. Even when they showed the era that she was doing, that was the look that they showed.
Yeah, like, it could have been on any of the girls. I just didn't like how simple it was. Like, I'm like, it could have gave her something else. Like, a different, like, they could have put in there another part. And we're definitely going to talk about, if y'all follow me on Twitter at @TyWhiteOfficial, you will know I'm not a fan of this backflip because Madonna does not do backflips. She has done one assisted backflip where they it wasn't even a backflip, sorry, they flipped her over.
And see, I saw you talking about this on Twitter, and my argument to that is, I think the thing with Drag Race is they're supposed to embody the person. So she was supposed to embody Madonna, but I feel like they were still supposed to infuse themselves in it some kind of way, and that was her infusing herself in it some type of way, and that just happened to be a standout thing.
I understand that. I definitely agree. Like, you know, it didn't hurt her any, but I was like, that's not Madonna. That was just, when I seen it, I was like, that's not Madonna. And I was like, all right, we seen your backflip once. Same thing with Heidi. We seen your backflip, and I don't want to see it again right now.
But see, Gigi didn't give you a good backflip the first time. The first backflip was a little awkward because it was during a mini challenge.
Regardless, we as viewers seen it. We seen it. So I hold her to the same standard that I hold Heidi in. If we seen it, I don't want to see it again. And I definitely feel like she did it too early. Like, why would you do it in a mini challenge? Like, that didn't serve you any purpose. Like,
it won her that mini challenge.
But I'm saying it didn't. You did it right here for the first time, and the competition wasn't rigorous the way I think it is. They would have gave it to her anyway because, oh my God, you did a backflip. We've never seen that before. But for us as viewers, it's like, we seen that backflip. Regardless if you did it better than before or not, I'm like, I seen it. And I know that we're going to see it again. So there's going to be more than one time that we have seen this backflip.
Yeah. Like, I hope we don't see it again, or I hope we see it in a different way.
Especially even if we get to the finale, we're going to see that backflip.
I want her to do it in a different way. Come on,
do a front flip. Do a back bend. Just hold it. Just hold it. Hold it.
Anyway. Okay, so Gigi, A on the assignment.
I gave Gigi 8.5, maybe. 8.5 to 9.
I give Gigi a 9 on the assignment, just like I give Jan a 9 on that particular assignment. On the performance. No, I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about you. Oh, okay.
Cool. Say it again.
I give Gigi a 9 on the assignment, just like I give Jan a 9 on the assignment.
And I gave her like 8.5. Like I gave her like you did really, really good, but I feel like the backflip to me personally took more away from the Madonna than if she didn't do it, because you had already embodied Madonna for me. Okay. And it already was giving me Madonna, but Gigi as Madonna. So I didn't need the backflip. I was here for all the other acrobatics that she did with the boys, because that's what Madonna does. Like, I was here for all of that. But I feel like the backflip kind of took it away from me. So, but I'm not mad at you giving her the 9 as well.
Okay.
Next up, Britta Warren.
Britta was cringy for me to even watch. Like, there's something about her performing as somebody else that just doesn't work for me. I've seen videos of Britta online performing just as Britta, and it's been good. But her trying to do Madonna, and specifically in this context, like in the competition, it just didn't work for me at all. Like, it's try hard, and the look, like.
Granted, we can't fault her for the look because they were provided to them.
But I can't fault her for the look.
You can fault her for the neck up.
I can't fault her for that.
I hated the look though.
I have to.
The cone titties weren't even cone titties, and so shame on the designer for doing that and doing Britta the way he did her. No. Shame on him.
No, don't shame the designer, because I followed the designer and they had 48 hours to make all of that stuff for the girl specifically.
I get it, so but I'm saying I don't want to hold that. If I gotta hold anybody accountable for how shitty that leotard looks with the cones, it's the designer. I'm not gonna hold Britta accountable because she could not do anything about it. Like, there's nothing she could do.
Okay, so I'm gonna remove the whole design,
because that design looked like shit. Even those pants.
Pants was trash.
And when they were ill-fitted, they was like man pants. Like, they just went and got her some slacks from Big and Tall.
The pants was garbage. Like, garbage.
And but it definitely, her performance to me gave me Britta. It didn't give me Madonna. It gave me Britta.
No, it gave me Britta trying hard to win this challenge.
It gave me Britta. It gave me. I didn't give me trying hard. It just gave me Britta.
No, Britta.
If she was trying hard, bitch, I'm pissed.
No, the thing about Britta is, one thing I can say about her is I know she tried in that competition.
She definitely tries, but I don't think that I didn't look at her like, you're trying very, very hard. I just looked at her like, oh, this is Britta's performance. Like, the same way she performed the lip syncs is the same way that I looked at her doing this. I think maybe a try hard is just her performance style. She doesn't maybe look as comfortable in exuding even like the tone of the songs, like, you know, because Cone Titties is Vogue era, no?
I believe so.
So if that was Cone Titties, Vogue, you were supposed to be whoop, what, whoop, ah, ah.
Yeah.
Ooh, ah, ah, shit. Bitch, close that damn mouth. We don't need to see them teeth. Just because you pay for them teeth, I don't need to see them every time. Hold it.
She can't close that mouth. That's just her mouth.
That's the only thing I hate about her lip syncing, is because she doesn't exude the character or the tone of the song. It's always the same lip sync. It's always Britta.
She
was doing, was it S&M? That's the song that it was? Yes. I may be I'm perfectly good at it. Sex in the what? Girl, no.
Yeah.
Oh. I just want to pop her like, no.
But that's her performance style. So
I gave Britta 3.6.
I wouldn't with Britta, so you can give her whatever you want to give her.
She definitely failed the challenge. And we're going to just do pass fail. Fail!
Okay. Fail.
Next up, we have the Jada Essence Hall. Ate it up. Pass. I personally, for me, Jada had a 10 in the performance for me. If not a 10, a 9.5. She could have been a tad more comfortable with the sex isms, if that's how we come, but she ate it for me completely.
That's if we being nitpicky, because
exactly,
honestly,
because she gave me everything I needed.
When I saw it, I was sitting there like,
wow, you're eating it up. Just eating it up. And because when I originally caught the episode, I didn't catch it from the beginning, so I didn't know what she was going to do. I didn't know what Madonna she was. So when she came out and she hit that wop, I just, she pulled it off the shoulder. And then pulled it up, bam, and then the body was right, the waist was cinched, the hips was sitting, wig was laid, makeup was right, sex was, gave me everything I needed to get.
This is where we agree. Jada fucking killed, she killed the entire performance. Like, she didn't overdo it, she didn't
look like she was trying, she just ate it up all the way.
And it was Madonna, but it was still like, that's Jada, you know?
Stop playing with me. Listen, bitch. This weak connection bitch right here. I ain't no weak ass bitch, okay? But, okay, so back to Jada. Just cleared it. Just cleared it.
Yeah.
She made me want to have a threesome.
I honestly, I was upset when Jada was not in the top.
Because her look was a look, I knew what look it was, or initial out the gate. I was like, oh, I know that look.
Jada did it. Like,
and that's why I feel like the judging this season has definitely been questionable across the board. I feel like people stayed longer than they should have. I feel like people should have went home. People should have been in the bottom. People should have been, a lot should have been happening that hasn't been happening. And I don't know what's going on, but it's giving me
I know what's going on.
Rigor mortis.
No, well, whatever, you can say that. But I also think that the whole dessert narrative, cherry pie, that whole thing, I think that fucked up the entire season.
Because I definitely think it messed it up as well. But that shouldn't, I don't think it should take away from the placement. You can't change the placement. The placement was already the placement. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That was what it was. The edit is different. So
yeah,
I feel like she still should have been in the top regardless. Because who was the top? Crystal Method?
No. Love Crystal as a sweet, lovable person.
But in regards to this challenge specifically,
she did what was required, and that wasn't enough to be top for me.
They tried it. Jada's look was even more polished. That's why I'm like, y'all tried it. I gave Jada 10 out of 10 for the challenge. 10s across the board. She bring it every ball. From Suriname to Malaysia, Manila to Milan, from London to Alaska, from Venus and beyond.
Monet. Yes.
So 10s for Jada, cleared it. Justice for Jada, hashtag Justice for Jada.
I love Jada.
That was a robbery! Hands up! Okay. After Jada, next up we have Crystal Method. She did good in regards to her assignment.
Crystal did her assignment. Crystal did her work. She is a B student.
C minus, C plus.
Okay, I mean that range. C plus to B student.
C plus to B minus. Mm-hmm.
She like the teacher's pet who do good enough. You know what I'm saying?
We want that ass.
Ru loves Crystal. I mean, they bought
a song that mother.
They bought a song to use through the whole season for her. They bought
Okay, you had to pay for them rights.
That's what I'm saying. Y'all paid for this song to play it.
Y'all was giving that girl her storyline. We see it.
So, Crystal is definitely a favored person by Ru, but she did the assignment.
She did good.
I like it.
And she showed some of herself by, I guess, the ad libs. I don't know how that showed. I don't know how that showed us more of who she was. I personally
Crystal did the assignment,
but she did good. What she should have been in the bottom, not in the bottom or the top, but she should have been safe, and Jada should have.
She should have been safe,
and that's fact.
She should have been safe. Period. Moving on.
Next, the Widow Von Zoo. Ooh. She was giving me pictures. I don't know how much Madonna it was because I don't know. And I do think I do think it is probably harder for people of color to like exude Madonna physically in appearance. But I feel like she definitely may have lacked like the Madonna isms per se. Cause she was killing the choreography. Boop, wop, doop, doop, wop, doop, doop, boop. But it wasn't like Madonna. It was like, oh, this is the drag queen, and then the choreography that was good.
Yeah.
So 7 out of 10 did good. Kudos.
I want her shoe game to change though.
Shoe game looking like my boot game looking like.
We'll talk about that on the runway though. We'll talk about that on the runway.
What shoes did she have on this time?
I don't even remember.
Oh, she had on a heel. It was a white heel. It was a heel, and it had some inches to it. It was a. All right. You better give us a heel for what?
But you wait till that runway though. Next case, we have Heidi in the closet. Is her name, yup. Heidi didn't do good to me. I mean, Heidi
her look for Madonna was very recognizable to me. That I will give. She did not utilize the props that she was giving. You know, the underwear showing, the dress being short. She didn't utilize that. Like she didn't do nothing. It was just like, I'm just going to do the choreography. I'm just going to sing this. But her look, the designer did a really good job with the look for her because it did look exactly like Madonna in the Bitch I'm Madonna video, right? I think she had on the jacket with the but it definitely did give, and then the roots and so I like the look per se, but and then the same thing for Heidi. We didn't need your breakdancing moves because Madonna don't do that. It was very out of place, and
it was awkward to me.
I was like when you seen it, it was like, I seen this. It wasn't like, oh my gosh.
Yeah.
And you did it in the same variation. You didn't even do it like differently. Like.
Yeah. It's like when you have it's like having sex with somebody and you like, oh, they finna pull out that same move right now.
It's like eating leftovers. Like, I know exactly what I'm going to get. It's going to taste good, but it's not going to be as good as the first time that I got it.
I don't know about your leftovers. My leftovers get better with time.
Oh, hell no. Because now for me, when I think leftovers, I'm an avid chicken fryer. So, when you fry chicken, it ain't never as good as the first time that you fry it. That's what I mean. I don't keep that much about leftovers, but I do keep my chicken.
Okay.
And the chicken though never as crispy. I don't care if you put it in the oven. I don't care.
No, see, I'm not a fryer. I'm a roaster.
Come on, Boston Market.
Okay. All right. Exactly. All right. So Heidi, was Heidi the last person?
Heidi. Oh no. Desserts. I didn't get desserts at all.
I didn't understand Sherry's performance. I don't know that Madonna.
Makeup looked really nice.
To that.
Dress fit really nice. Hair looked really nice. It didn't look like Madonna to me. It looked like Sherry Pie to me.
The dress looked like Roxy Andrews All Stars 2. Like,
don't cry for me. I bring the people hope. I bring the people joy. I bring the people sexual harassment.
Yes, very that.
And I was just like, okay, I didn't get it, so.
I didn't get it, so I couldn't even. Whatever. I guess she did good.
I didn't even think she did good. I was just like, she looked like Cherry Pie to me, and her part was short, so you know they cut it. But I was like, all right, cool, get her out of here.
Right.
Now, the runway.
The runway.
First up, the runway. First up, we have Jan.
Jan
Claire!
Jan killed the look.
I knew that look from the moment that she came around the corner. I said, 8.
Yeah.
The boobs were filled. The hat, even how pale Michelle was during that time in regards to how tan she is now. She had that thing down.
Yeah.
Right.
I can't say nothing bad about that look, period. Jan did that.
10 out of 10. Wow. Cleared it all the way.
Period.
Next up, we have Jackie Cox, if you're naughty. Ate her look too.
This is what saved Jackie, honestly, because she
was supposed to go. She was supposed to dip to the bottom. She was supposed to make her entrance to the bottom of the show.
That was another look that, for me, I was like, I know that Michelle.
That was definitely season 3, something. I think, right?
I know that girl.
I know which runway it is. The one she did is not the picture that they showed. It was a runway specifically, and I seen it. I think it was the rocker challenge on season 2 or 3. It was something like that though, and that's exactly what it gave me.
The rocker challenge.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And 10 out of 10.
Yeah, 10 out of 10. Now Gigi is next.
You go first.
The look was great, well put together. Okay. It was beautiful. It didn't give me Michelle Visage. Okay. Even when they showed the drawing didn't give me Michelle Visage. So I feel like they had to search for that. I personally feel like they might have just pulled that drawing from they was like, Gigi, what outfit was this? And she was like, oh, it's this one right here. And they was like, okay, cool, we're gonna use that. Because even the drawing didn't look like Michelle. Like, even her, yes. Oh my gosh, I'm looking at the drawing right now and it didn't even give Michelle. So I'm like, if you're gonna give me a look of Michelle Visage, because she has so many looks, you should have given us, even if it was a look that we hadn't seen and it was just a photo, it should have been her. It shouldn't have been a cartoon, because that's cheating. That's a cheat code for me. You could have that could be anybody, and they could have wrote on the next of it, oh, this is Michelle Visage, and they were like, oh, cool. Because you when you look at that look originally, you don't read Michelle Visage. You would have guessed this was a swimsuit runway for Gigi.
Yeah.
And so aside from that, it was a great look and it was detailed down. It didn't give us Michelle. If they had shown a picture of Michelle, I would have been like, oh, okay, I still would have felt better about it, but I don't think that I would have still given her the win, because even her makeup, her contouring, her anything didn't look like Michelle. It looked like the same makeup that Gigi has shown us. So for the look overall, it would have been 10 out of 10. For the look for the challenge, I would give it more.
Okay. You explained that extremely well. I cannot disagree with what you're saying, but I will add from my point of view, and I think from the judge's point of view, I think that something that they often like, I think sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't, is pulling a very, very obscure reference and making it work. And I think that that's what they like.
And I agree with that, because I love when people do that. I just would have loved it if it was Michelle. And if the makeup reflected Michelle, that makeup reflected Gigi. If we look at the makeup from last week, the week before, that's Gigi. Yeah. The face, the contour, that screamed Gigi. It didn't scream Michelle. Yeah. And even how she played up the outfit, it didn't scream Michelle. Michelle is a bitch with attitude.
That's what the nails was. That's what the nails were.
Look, she was smiling.
But okay, so I think where we are overlapped with this particular runway is that, for me, if I had to choose a winner based on the look and the performance, I feel like Jan gave look and performance, and I feel like Gigi gave performance top 10. Yeah. And then look, she gave me. It was kind of like, I like the look, I like the obscure reference, but I get what you're saying in that it needs to be, that's Michelle Visage. Yeah,
because it's a Michelle Visage runway, I wanted to see Michelle Visage. Like, even, and because the reference that they put out, it was a cartoon, it wasn't Michelle Visage. So I'm like, when did she wear this? can we see what Michelle looked like in it?
I think it just depends on how you're looking at it. Like,
I just went strictly off of, if I was a judge and the challenge was Michelle Visages runway, and I looked at you, I would not have seen Michelle Visages anywhere.
Okay, so pass or fail?
Pass.
Pass. All right.
Soft pass.
Now we getting into degrees of pass. Okay.
Not a soft pass. Next up, we have Britta.
I mean, the look was right to me, quite honestly, and I feel like the judges, because of Britta's track record in the competition, were nitpicking on something that was so small.
But I didn't like that wig either. I didn't like that wig either.
I mean, the wig is the wig.
Because the wig wasn't the same as the hair, and the earrings weren't the same as whatchamacallit, and even the way that she sold it gave me Britta. It didn't give me Michelle Visage.
Let me tell you what I hated about this whole presentation. I hated that she had that dumbass card that said Britta is the winner of this challenge or whatever it said. I'm like, that's try hard to me.
Yeah.
Like, let the look stand as the look. Don't give me this stupid ass gimmick, especially when you're not doing that great in the competition, girl. Yeah. Like, come on.
I agree 1,000%. I wasn't a fan. I thought the glasses were stupid. She didn't have on glasses.
She had on glasses at one point.
But like in the part that
the picture that they showed, they did.
So yeah. I was just like, she didn't have on glasses at that time. Why would y'all use that? Why would you not? Because
they was ready for Britta to go. They was not paying attention to detail. They was like, okay, this is the dress she was wearing. Boom, she's leaving this episode anyway.
Next up, we have Jada.
Jada did it.
She did.
Jada did it.
I would have liked the pants to go all the way to the heel, but again, she didn't make the outfit, so can't fault.
Well, no, these were outfits they made. This what they brought.
Was it? Oh yeah, correct.
You're
right. I would have liked the pants to go all the way to the heel, just for me personally. So I still gave it a 9, but the details was right. The icon chain, the swoop was right. The bot was right. The titties was right. Everything was right.
She had the star tattoo right here.
Everything was right. It was right. The details was down. So that's why Jada should have been in the top. Even if the look was a 9 and the performance was a 10,
she should have been in the top.
It's not clicking. Like
this was not a safe.
I'm about to call Ru. I'm about to call because.
I wish I had her number because this was not a safe week for Jada. Jada was definitely in the top.
And they played.
Yeah,
shout out to Jada. Yeah. Next up, we have Crystal Method. Now,
let me tell you. Okay, let me go first. So for Crystal, I was like, work, Crystal. But in comparison to like somebody else, it was like, okay.
Even for it to be a Michelle Visage, I still didn't get Michelle Visage. She gave me Crystal Method. Like, this look was a Crystal Method look. This wasn't like even Michelle wore the clothes at one point in time. It didn't give me Michelle. It gave me Crystal Method. And another thing that it gave me also, another thing that it gave me him from Powerpuff Girls. And didn't she already do that?
In the season.
So it was the same look twice. She's a repeat offender. And we're going to have to give her, this is her second strike.
No.
She about to get a 3-strike rule. She about to get life.
I can't fight much for Crystal. I mean, whatever. It was
a good look. That was a safe look.
It was a safe look.
That's why I'm so like gagged that they put her in the top instead of Jada, because I'm like, Ru, you know what you're doing. You're trying to get the meats. And
yeah. That was a safe look. Crystal had a safe week. Jada had a top week, but they reversed the two.
Next up, we have the Widow Von.
Do you want to go first, or do you want me to go first?
It wasn't Michelle Visage, but it was a cute look.
It was Michelle.
I didn't like those black shoes. I'm saying I didn't see her and get Michelle Visage out the gate, and not regarding her skin color, just in general. I didn't get it out the gate. I hated them black shoes.
To me, it was Michelle Visage from a particular era So she got the era, but I want her to burn and bury or spread those shoes across some ocean because they are the worst. And then I didn't like.
Well, they're not the worst shoes that she had on. Let's be clear. They was higher and thinner than those yellow ones and those white.
They all in the same family to me.
No, this one was better. This one at least had 2 inches on
They was cousins, sisters,
neighbors.
They was related.
They was neighbors.
They was terrible.
Hey, neighbor.
I hated the fit of the pant at the bottom. Like,
again,
it was too short.
We can't.
It was too short to be that wide at the bottom.
We can't.
Yes, we can. She brought that with her.
She did?
She brought that with her. She should have either had it tapered to her, or they should have been longer, or she should have had a better shoe. Because everything else to me was right. Like, she looked cute in the face. The wig was okay.
If the pants were longer, the shoe wouldn't have mattered, because if they were bell bottoms, they would have covered it.
Exactly. So I'm just like, it's the details to me that like took her out of being possibly closer to the top. 7. 6.5. 7.
5.
6.5.
I gave her a fail. I didn't give her a pass. So hey.
I don't think she failed.
Soft fail. Like on the cusp.
Damn.
Next we got Heidi in the Closet. Is allegedly her name. Fail.
This was a fail.
It was very much. I found a purple dress or a red dress. Actually, Michelle's dress was like a wine color. Heidi's dress was like a this color wine color. It was a different color of the dress. That shawl was fucking ugly. That bun was hideous. The makeup was horrible. Fail.
It was a fail. I mean, I won't dog her out about it, but it was a fail.
And her face was too white. I hate that. I don't know why she did that. Because Heidi is a really good drag queen, from what I've seen. Like a really good performer. She does. She has looks that complement her.
Yeah.
Like her white look, I loved it. Like the snow. I love that. I thought the cape could have been longer. But aside from that, I love that. And I'm like, you know, you're very hit or miss, but when you miss, like airball miss, like
like Heidi gives me very, like in terms of level of drag, she gives me very Shangela early on, in that she has everything internally that potential. It takes to be, but she don't have the external yet.
Mm-hmm. I definitely get that.
People want to love her, and they do, but it's like we can't look over these looks, mama. We can't.
We cannot, and we won't.
And I won't.
So fail.
Fail, yeah.
And at the end, what ends up happening is Gigi ends up winning the challenge in a very controversial win. I mean, we already gave you guys our opinions on that.
Yeah. So you feel like Jan should help you.
Hashtag justice for Jan. Last week, hashtag justice for Jackie. Hashtag justice for Jada being in the top. Hashtag in the beat of the rhythm of Crystal being in the bottom. Hashtag this is Rigor Morris. Hashtag the edit is alive and well. Hashtag you better invite me to the reunion.
I love Gigi. I love.
She's a great competitor, but this just wasn't her challenge to win, and that's just. She did what she was supposed to do in the challenge to be safe and be in the top, but she wasn't supposed to.
I think that there is room to argue for her winning, and I think.
But it's a very small amount of room.
I think it's a whole lot of room to argue for Jan winning.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. For Gigi to win, you got like 2 points maybe you could argue. For Jan winning, you got 1,055 points. And when Jan walked to the back of that runway, my girl was like...
You know, honestly, I wish that had been like a season 9 Valentina moment when she didn't want to take that mask off.
And she was just standing there
I wish Jan had been like, no, bitch, I'm supposed to win. Like, reconsider. Judges,
I'd have been like, I would like to tell me why. I personally would have been like, I'm sorry, but I need to know why.
Judges, can I see the score sheet?
I need to see the score sheet.
Because
I ate this gown top to bottom, to the bottom of my toes. I got the calluses like Michelle. And for you to say that I wasn't Madonna, you could never.
If there was any moment that I would have wanted a contestant to question
and be like, whoa. And you can see it when Jen walked in the back. You see how slow and stiff she walked? She was like, and Widow was like, girl, if y'all see when the serial killer snapped, and that's definitely what it gave me, because she was standing there like.
And Jan had them contacts in, and that made it worse, because she was just like.
She was holding that shit in. I know next episode, Jan is going to let them hoes have it. She is about to clear it. She's going to be like, no, this is some bullshit. I don't appreciate it. This is not what was supposed to happen. I was supposed to win it. Gigi's going to be like, I'm really thankful that I won, but I think it was Jan's challenge.
Yeah, Jan.
You already know how that's going. I think.
Yeah.
And Jan's going to let them hoes have it. But the bottom two is...
Britta?
I'm sorry, it was my air freshener. Hold on, girl. You could have gave me a second. You got to do it during the pause. The bottom two is Britta.
Heidi. It's Britta and it's Heidi. And I mean, honestly, when I saw it shake down, I knew it was going to be Britta and Heidi. I literally tweeted, I said, so Heidi is finna send Britta home. That's what I see.
Because in actuality, I think that Britta won the lip sync. And but Britta already was on a losing path, and they like Heidi, and she was giving a very good commentary to the show. So it would have made no sense for them to send her home right now.
Yeah.
And because Britta had been in the bottom 2 times previously, they was like,
this was her 3rd time lip syncing.
They was like, all right, cool, we can get her out of here, and it's not going to cause any controversy.
But yeah,
Britta goes home.
Britta has gone home.
Did they give us a teaser for next week? They didn't, right?
They did give us a teaser for next week. I didn't. Honestly, I don't really care about the teasers. I don't watch them.
I'm not. I just wanted, like, I know they give a teaser of, like, what challenge is going to be. Like, oh, like, when they was like, oh, this week's going to be a Madonna challenge, you know? I was like, cool.
Next week is an acting challenge. I know that. It's an acting challenge. So, we'll see. We'll see how that pans out.
Well, this was a review for RuPaul's Drag Race. And we'll be back next week.
Bye.